I don't know, maybe Hannah, honestly. I feel like you're so much more shy.
I'd say Catherine Maloney. Oh, actually, maybe like Ashlyn. I think she could be.
Oh, Ashlyn for sure, yeah.
Honestly, I think everyone like drastically changed. There isn't like one person that comes to mind.
Matthias. Probably Matthias.
Me? Yeah. I feel like I agree with that.
I think we've all changed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I think our whole grade's kind of changed.
I feel like girl Morgan Hughes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Adam Traster.
Kevin. He can grow facial hair, and he's a pretty tall kid.
Matthias Shago.
Jamal Louisville.
I think the person who has changed the most is, well, actually, the more I think about it, like, I feel like everyone has changed in some way or another.
Peyton Bembo.
Peyton Bembo.
Easily.
Besides myself, I would say Johnny Bracco, just all around great guy.
Probably Drew.
Jared Gannon.
Tracer's definitely up there.
I cannot name a single person because I feel like everyone's changed.
Personality-wise, I think it's MJ.
Sabrina. Mulligan.
Hands down, either Ben Goodrich or Nikita Menalkin.
Jake Mulaney. He has changed the most by far. If it's a
I'll
matchup.
go with Jake too. I like that answer a lot, actually.
Well, all my middle school crushes aren't at the high school anymore. They all went to boys' Catholic schools. So.
Hands down, Jimmy Bean.
There was someone like who goes to a different school now. Name's Kenneth, if you all know him.
Danny Delore.
Maybe Pat Riley.
Mine was Jason.
Drew Bass.
Not even Kevin, David Kevin.
Sophia Buckle.
Kate.
Kenzie Connaughton.
My middle school crush was Jacob Sartorius, and that's that. We all know that alongside my Jacob Sartorius crush, Sarah and I had a crush on Michael Berluti. Yeah, and Sydney and Ashley had a crush on Arlo Sevi, and that was how it went.
I'm gonna expose myself and say my crush. I had a huge crush on Michael Berluti, but then again, who didn't?
Jason Stebbins.
Jason. Yep.
Yeah, gotta agree on that. And also, I think Jimmy Bean and Drew Bass were
Jimmy Bean.
always my preference.
Timmy Blue, even though he doesn't go to our school anymore. Timmy Blue.
Middle school crush, David Hahn.
Jack Turgeon.
Probably Lillian. Lillian Farah. Lily XU, actually.
I dated David Schneiderman in 7th grade for 2 weeks, so shout out to David.
Taylor Alessi.
Kate Dudley. Jackman.
Ashley Kutzer.
Taylor Alessi.
Taylor Leslie.
Jimmy Bean. I kind of really signed off on boys middle school. Hers is Michael Berluti. No, it was not.
Alright, well my middle school crush was definitely Angelina, but we all knew that.
My middle school crush was Michael Berluti.
Margaret dated Colin Fay.
Yeah, in middle school in 7th grade. On double dates with Garrett and Nicole.
We all had a massive crush on Taylor Alessi in middle school.
Standing behind the camera right there, Taylor Alessi. I feel like all the Taylors are my middle school crush.
Maddie is my middle school crush.
Alright, my middle school crush was Maddie with
Taylor Alessi. Taylor Alessi.
This isn't real, it's all in my head, I can feel it. I'm imagining this, can I wake up from this dream all over, fall back to sleep, please. For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second, for a minute, can we go? For a second, for a minute, can we go? Can we go back when we were young and didn't care if we messed up? We have forever, so we got lost in each other, 'cause time wasn't catching, time wasn't catching. Back when we were
that group was a very energetic group. And I remember at lunchtime in particular, they would go nuts. It was a lot of energy, and it was like a mob scene half the time.
The class of 2020, favorite memories. Well, actually, I have one in particular. A student came to my class, and the first minute he was there, and he wanted to show me that he could stick his arm through the chair. And he did, so far get stuck. He was literally stuck in the chair. And now I'm pushing him out of it, and I have his shoulders, and I'm literally, my foot is on his body somewhere. I'm trying to dislodge him. It took about 5 minutes, and he's all red, and that's how your class started.
All right, so I've got some good individual moments to poke some fun at people here. Block 2 in 7th grade, Ashley Kutzer, Sophia Buckle, Ali Yarbino, Peyton Benbow, and Rhea Nassif came up with an amazing dance to visualize what the Black Death experience was like. And I think they should probably show everyone in this room that at some point. Another thing that happened in that same class was that Lexi David, after being very frustrated with my way of teaching the feudalistic pyramid from the Middle Ages, came up with her own way to sort of simplify it, and I think she did a good job. This is something that I've used in years later, so kudos to her, and she probably remembers it word for word.
A specific memory that I have from the class of 2020 was the DC trip. We left around 3 a.m., so obviously it was very dark out, and around when the sun was rising, on my bus there was a little bit of commotion in the back, and Miss Collins and I were wondering what was going on, and she sent me, because I was the newer teacher, she sent me to the back to find out what was happening, and sure enough, Jake Paff was hiding up above in the overhead compartments, and couldn't get out, all before the sun had risen.
Kenneth Ferrero not responding to anything but the name Ferrari for an entire year. Kenzie Connaughton, Olivia Connolly, Olivia Spink, and Kaylee Sadler coming up with an amazing song and dance, somehow to represent all of the countries in Africa before our big quiz. Again, something that you should make them do for you. Ben Linehan, seemingly bringing enough food for everybody to eat at snack time. He must have owned some sort of Shaw's or something like that. Amanda McKim, literally erasing everything I ever wrote on the board or drew on the board just so she could redraw that same exact thing, like exactly, only probably better. Ethan, Los, Favor Waraboko, never being able to sit next to each other because you wouldn't be able to stop making each other laugh, and yet seemingly you always ended up sitting next to each other.
I feel like everybody should find something that they love and try to do that as much as they possibly can.
Have fun, do what you like to do, balance your life as best you can, and keep on smiling.
I think that you guys were the group that I remember was the most unique that I've ever had, whether it's 6th or 7th grade, so I would really just say, don't try to be something that you aren't. You've been really successful this far being yourself, and you've made a lot of friends based on the fact that you are yourself. And just in middle school, I remember that all your teachers, myself included, got to watch you grow up and find what you were interested in and find out who you really were and where you kind of fit in and who you wanted to hang out with. And since that time, together as a group, you've just been able to flourish and really maintain that uniqueness. And I think that's really awesome, and it speaks a lot about the group of you.
Walking down that road, where did all the flowers go? They say we're supposed to grow, learning from the highs and lows. All eyes lying on me, oh, begging me to play the role. 'Cause I'm gonna get it right, I'm gonna get it right. They can try to hold me down, but I'm gonna get it right.
pep rallies before Thanksgiving. Those were really fun.
Winning states with a unified track team.
Cake day.
It was this year on the hockey team, actually, when we beat Norwood 3-2 in double OT. Easily my most exciting part of high school, definitely.
Getting snacks during my freeze with my friends.
The first day of senior year was really fun.
Going on the performing arts field trip sophomore year to Six Flags, New Jersey.
Is the basketball game at home when they beat Tech Boston and revenge. That I think that was just a super fun game because that was also the game John Eng dunked, and that was just like that was wild.
This year, I think it was post triple lunch. We came back and a big circle formed in the the guidance lobby, and everyone was chanting, and then Gabe Kogan did a split, and it was superb.
Falling down the spiral staircase.
The first football game we had, or the whiteout one, like right after it, everyone just like collectively ran into the gym for the volleyball game, and that was one of the best nights.
Friends and my teachers. Mine is the powder puff game when we crushed the juniors.
I play volleyball, Coffee does too, and just seeing like that crowd at the games was just really amazing. And same with the basketball games.
Probably the Latin caroling that we did this year.
Mr. Rhodes' pop culture class.
Junior prom, because you look forward, like prom is like a huge thing you look forward to.
The school musicals, along with the spring plays.
Say any big class event, like especially the den, being a den leader, I'd be amiss if I didn't bring that up.
I feel like watching our grade go through like the freshman section, the sophomore to juniors, and then like seeing our den leaders was like so cool to be like, wow, we're old enough to be den leaders, and like this is what we're doing.
Probably Rhea getting decked at the basketball game just because I was right there.
Oh yeah. Jimmy crashed into her.
Yeah, took her out right at the legs.
Senior night for volleyball was really fun. And also since Triple E, like the volleyball games were really big this year, so having the den like at our games was really fun.
We had this dodgeball tournament either last year or 2 years ago, and there was this team called Team Perk, led by Dylan Perkins. And there's another team called Team Beat Perk.
Going to homeroom every day. Mr. Parrish, he was always funny. He always put a smile on our face in the morning.
That's true. It was a great way to start the morning for sure.
He set the tone for every day of our high school career. I definitely take work more seriously. I do my work better.
I've become more confident in myself.
I think I've probably gotten more quiet and like probably less energetic. So like overall just a little more mature.
The amount I care about what other people like think of me or like see what they see me as, that's like changed a lot for me.
I think I've definitely become a lot more independent.
I don't know. I know what I want to do, and freshman year I had no idea what was going on. Basically,
I'm a much better student.
I got taller.
I've become a lot more like independent in school.
I cared so much about the upperclassmen.
I'm not terrified of everything. God, freshman year I was terrified of everything.
Just like discovering who I am.
Just gotten more mature as a person and as a hockey player.
Over the years, I've kind of learned that it's about learning and soaking up information that's important.
I just feel like I'm a lot more outgoing.
I feel like we were kind of quiet compared to like other people freshman year, but a lot of like our friend group just kind of stopped caring. We became really outgoing.
Definitely more mature. I think I got better at time management for me.
I feel like we've all just mellowed out.
I feel like I'm smarter now and like more mature.
I think I've learned what it takes, to be independent and to be strong. Like Jack said, like shrug off all the haters, Just live your own life. I think high school's helped me do that.
I've become a lot smarter. Like, I'm better at school now than I was freshman year. My grades sucked.
I've tried to be a lot less nosy.
I'm a lot more confident now.
My hair got blonder.
I think I do a lot more schoolwork. I'm definitely more on top of that.
I definitely just know myself more,
I thought I would not take a single AP class, and this year I took 2.
A lot more outgoing.
I'd also say mature and more confident, more motivated to do schoolwork.
I understand how high school works better than my first year.
I think definitely since freshman year I grew more responsible, more self-aware, more confident.
I think I got sleep deprived over the years, that's all.
Like 4 years ago, I was this little 14-year-old who could not do anything on her own. Even just like going to the bathroom by myself was scary.
You smile a bit the moment you smell blood. Woo! When you're in Adams, you need to grab a bow and arrow. When you're in Adams, you need a bullet to explode. Boom! Just pour a potion, flip the switch, and wait till things get hot. When you're in Adams, you have to really stir the pot. So give us shadows and give us gloom. Broken glass in a motel room. Something fun we can all exhume and give it all tonight. When you're an Adams, that's right. When you're a very special duty. When you're an Adams, you're obligated to the clan. It's family first and family last and family by and by. When you're in Adams, the standard answers don't apply. When you're in Adams, you do what Adams do or die.
I don't really have a plan right now, so we'll see. But maybe in some sort of psychology fields.
We're all gonna transfer to California State. Try to meet Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Maybe Tom Cruise.
In 10 years, I probably would see myself happy with a family, or at least I hope so, and staying in contact with my friends from high school and maybe from college, or maybe I'll still be in college.
If I get into the union, I see myself in 10 years to at that point have my master electrician's license.
Working a marketing or some form of business job in the city.
I see Jacob starring in the new Cars 4 movie.
Probably being like an attorney or a teacher.
10 years, I want to be on Wall Street.
I want to be retired by 10 years. Honestly.
10 years, by 28, you want to be retired?
Hopefully with a job, I don't know.
On a yacht.
I see myself as powerful.
I don't know, I hope I'm just happy whenever I'm doing. I hope I have a job. That'd be good.
With kids. I hope I have kids in 10 years.
My dream is to like get into medical school, so like best case scenario that happens. And then in 10 years I'd probably like be in residency. But that's best case scenario, so hopefully that happens.
I'm working on the airplanes at the airports.
I see myself in 10 years hopefully having a successful job in the sports world.
I hope to be a nurse practitioner or a nurse midwife at a hospital. Hopefully with a nice steady job.
I want to be like, I want to live in Massachusetts still. Like, I'd definitely like to be down there still, live in Westwood or like Boston or something. I can afford that.
I see us all working together in one building, and we just all have the best time ever.
I hope to have graduated from law school and maybe interning or have an actual job at the UN.
I want to be a ghost hunter and go to every single haunted place in America, in the world, and I'm going to do the Ouija board and talk to spirits.
Flying for a regional airline as a first officer and starting the long journey to becoming a captain for an airline.
Like at that point in my life, I'd probably have just like stopped traveling and stuff because I want to be able to like travel as a nurse and stuff and like go to different countries and help people, and then like come back and I'll probably be like just starting to like settle down and stuff. So that's where I see myself.
Pregnant.
I actually see myself on a golf course in Georgia.
Be running a business and like married with like maybe a fam.
I
I'd probably see myself as like a teacher.
Hopefully graduated from college.
Well, I can't be president at that point, so probably like on my way to being president would be my guess.
Probably traveling.
I see Nahal playing in the NFL.
I'm still trying to figure out what major I want, so that's kind of deciding into where my future will go from there. But I know that I enjoy the sciences, so some sort of science.
I would really like to be working at Boston Children's Hospital pediatric unit.
I want to live in Boston.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna live around Boston.
I definitely see myself down in the south, just living on the water with a nice boat, nice dog.
I see us in quarantine.
Senior year!
Giants of the empire, strangle my desire, pull the plug sire, and I spit fire. I'm borderline happy and I'm borderline sad, I'm borderline good and I'm borderline bad, and I can't get rid of the tingling fear you taught me at, and my head gets clear. I live my life in shackles, but I'm borderline free. I used to be blind and I still can't see. And I spit fire, burn it. And I spit fire, burn it. Nobody breaks my stride. I'm borderline happy and I'm borderline sad. I'm borderline good and I'm borderline bad. And I can't get rid of the tingling fear you taught me at, and my head gets clear. I live my life in shackles, but I'm borderline free. I used to be blind and I still can't see. And I won't give in to the change of mind, as long as nobody breaks my stride.
Hey class of 2020, this is Mr. Schumann coming at you from the Schumann basement, the Schumann dungeon, which is ironically very similar to my classroom.
Hey class of 2020, Mrs. McCord here. Okay.
have here.
Hi, class of 2020. This is Miss Wright.
Class of 2020, Mr. Baird here, sending you congratulations on this achievement.
Jake Paff asked me during the football season deep philosophical questions about a variety of different things. Those are gonna bring a smile to my face and make me laugh.
My comedy J term last year with Miss Stelter, which was mostly members of the class of 2020, marching through the streets of Roslindale singing a song about hot sauce that I wrote. That's definitely a moment that goes on my career highlight reel.
We're always going to remember your class as spirited and as eager to advocate for yourselves and for others.
Celia inventing the whiteboard air guitar, which is hands down the funniest distraction I've ever experienced while lecturing. The Pops, perhaps the greatest lab group of all time.
Daniel Zhu and Matt Capone, you two particularly will remember this.
Megan, I want to thank you in particular for always encouraging everyone to share their writing.
I inadvertently, frequently and very loudly named 2 male body parts during math class. The first time I said it, Matt Capone, you picked up on this and a few other students and you were giggling away. But the second time, the whole class was on the floor laughing and I myself couldn't gather myself.
I'm gonna miss the students the most. Y'all have had such wonderful stories to tell, and I've gotten to know not just what you all do, but who you are in so many ways.
You have always treated each other well. You are a group of bright and genuine people.
I will always remember your humor and your enthusiasm, just immediately making me feel at home.
Your kindness. You have all shown incredible kindness and thoughtfulness during your 4 years here.
You come into my classroom interested in molecular geometry, but at the same time you seem just as interested, if not a little bit more, in whether or not I think a hot dog counts as a sandwich. It does.
This class is one of the most likable, affable classes that I've ever taught. Every single day, no matter what class it was, I enjoyed going to that class and learned so much from you and genuinely loved our time together.
The people who you were born to be, and I will miss you very much.
Stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember that you are never alone in anything.
You have time. Never skip an opportunity that you really want to take. Never write off a possibility because you think you are too old.
Keep investing in your communities like that. You're gonna find your energy and your interest levels sort of dip and rise over your life, and sometimes it feels easier to just let go of your connections to people, but please remember that you are at your best when you are compassionate and engaged and invested in something that is bigger than just your individual efforts.
Is to enjoy the journey. Sometimes we get so focused on where we want to go that we forget to look at where we are right there in the moment.
Not underestimate the power of niceness.
You learn to focus on the things that you can control. And even though there are things that happen to us that we can't control, like we cannot control what's going on in the world right now, there are plenty of things that we can control.
Go out and try new things, no matter how scary they may seem. But in trying them, try your best.
Beauty is all around us if we just open our eyes. And I guess that's what we've been trying to teach you all along.
Don't rely on the adults and systems that are currently in place to decide your future. Work to create the world as it should be.
Congrats, seniors! Woohoo!
Congratulations, guys. Sorry this isn't what it should have been. I miss you so much. Congratulations!
Hi, seniors! Congratulations! We're so proud of you all.
Diamonds in the dust, that is all we are. Some of us give up, some dream of the stars. There's a change in the wind that's blowing, and I've still got blood in my heart. And though we might not know where we're going, I promise we'll never be apart. Just pick me up and never let me go. We don't need much.
Seniors!
Hi, seniors.
We love you!
Here are the winners for the class of 2020 superlatives. For best dressed, Mr. Jason Stebbins and Miss Lexi David. For most musical, Adeline Vimenta and Dylan Ventola. For the worst case of senioritis, Tegan Bembo and Daniel Shu.
I just wanted my name in the star. Now look at where we at, still growing.
For best actor and best actress, Haley Ursillo and Dylan Ventola. For best hair, Morgan Hughes and Cam Arnold. For most likely to be first in the snack line, Adam Tracer and Elizabeth Watson. For best eyes, Linnea DiVincenzo and Lexi David. To buy all the toilet paper, Daniel Shu.
Wish I made it to homecoming. Got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would have gotten.
For most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse, Ryan Polanski and Anthony Wickett. Personality, Emma Falkowski and Drew Bass. For best laugh, Aries Lateo DeGrassa and Krista Ostrich. For class sweetheart, Kate McNulty and Rowan Curtin.
Maybe we're still young.
Best smile, Emma Sorecchia and Matt Warshay. For class clown, Celia Mastermate and Drew Bass.
I got some scars.
For most athletic, Sarah Roycroft and Patrick Riley. For most school spirit, Drew Bass and Jed Cappuccino. For most politically active, Maeve Patton and Cortina Barberi. Likely to win a Nobel Prize, David Hahn and Nahal Nagala. For most likely to quietly take over the world, Sam Zonderman and Andy Dew. For the concluding 2020 superlative, Class Crush, Jason Stebbins and Charlene Tierney.
Wish I didn't think I had the answers. Wish I didn't drink all of that blast first. Wish I made it to homecoming. Got up the courage to ask her. Wish I would have gotten out of my show. Wish I put the bottle back on that shelf. Wish I wouldn't have worried about what other people thought and felt comfortable with myself. Rooftop open and the stars above. Moment frozen, sneaking out and falling in love. Me, you, and that futon. We just begun. On the grass dreaming, figuring out who I was. Those good old days.